as part of settlement, we have discussed settlement profile, which is responsible on how the settlement should happen. The next thing that we have to discuss with respect to settlement is settlement document type definition and the integration for settlement between TM and ECC system. So we'll go to SPRO, SAP TM, then in settlement. So there are two scenarios in settlement. One is forwarding settlement and freight settlement. So by this time, I think you would be clear in where forwarding settlement will come in picture and where freight settlement will come in picture. These settlement types, settlement document types, are assigned to the order types, be it forwarding order or freight order. In the configuration of forwarding order type and freight order type, we can assign the default settlement document type, and that document type will be pulled for settlement creation. So let's see a document type definition. So there are very less controls available in settlement document type. So this is ID description, then FSD category. So we have multiple FSD categories. Uh, One is freight settlement document, then charge correction advice amount document. This is something where the second type of category is used in cases where when in freight settlement document some overcharging happens and it is posted to ECC, then in that case we can create this second document with respect to freight settlement for delta charge. Then we have residence period. So this residence period is maintained in days. After how many days this document can be archived. And track changes means the change logs will be activated for a settlement document type. Business warehouse. If we want to integrate this settlement document type data for business warehouse purpose, for creating analytics. Enable cost distribution means cost distribution is a process where so a freight order is with respect to a requirement. Sometimes the requirement can be from ECC coming from different sales orders, and sometimes the requirement can be from TM forwarding order. So if we want to do a cost distribution of our freight cost on these requirement documents, be it forwarding order or sales order. Let's say if there are 10 sales orders being transported in one freight order, so whatever is the freight order charges will become our freight cost. Now we want to distribute this freight cost on these sales orders individually. So that process is called as cost distribution. So if we want to enable that, we have to check this checkbox. Then we have number range settings where we can define the number range interval. And then in default values, unit of measure for weight, volume, quantity. Default charges we will see in the settlement document what is the difference. So grouped and ungrouped is something where the charges will be grouped based on the calculation resolution base. So like we saw during charge calculation process that calculation resolution base tells us from which level of the transaction document the charge calculation data is supposed to be pulled. Is it header level, item level, stage level? So if we keep it as grouped, the charges with respect to one resolution base will be grouped together. Otherwise, ungrouped view is the default view. Then we have block region. So, if we want, let's say, when we create a settlement document, we want it to be blocked by default, and then somebody manually unblocks it and process it because this is going to be the final document TM in TM. After this, we are doing account postings in ECC. So there may be a possibility that at this time somebody manually verifying the documents that all the charges are fine and it's not directly going to ECC. So in that case, we can assign a default block reason here, which will be pulled when we are creating the settlement document. Okay, then we have partner determination profile. So partner determination profile is used if we want to default some of the roles, business partner roles in a document, like uh, bill to party should be there, carrier should be there, or if there are any, so different business scenarios can have different requirements. If there are something specific to default roles of business partners that should be there in a settlement document, then a partner determination profile can be assigned here. Okay. Next thing is text schema and text type. So these text schema and text types are used to integrate the text between subsequent document. So if there is some text in freight order and if we want to integrate it to the settlement document, the text schema and respective text schema and text type can be mapped to the settlement document type. Then we have output profiles. So output profiles are used to trigger outputs from a document, and so in case if we want to trigger something from the settlement document type, the output profiles can be maintained, and we have two placeholders in each document type for output. That means at a time you can maintain two output profiles to a document type. Parallelly, you can like, let's say if we want to enable some of the standard outputs and some custom outputs. So we can maintain both the output profiles in a document type. So this is about the settlement document type configuration. It will be created in TM system and then this document will be transferred to ECC via PI. So in ECC, it will create the ECC documents. So when it is freight settlement process, freight settlement is a purchase process, right? So when this freight settlement document is transferred to ECC, it will be creating a purchase order, and along with that purchase order, because order this purchase order will be a service PO. It will not be a uh, normal purchase order where we maintain the purchase of goods. It's a purchase of service. So a service entry sheet uh, will also be created in ECC, and against that service entry sheet we will be doing the invoice verification. So that's how it behaves in case of freight settlement process. If it is a forwarding settlement process, then when we transfer a forwarding settlement to ECC, now forwarding is a sales process. So when we transfer forwarding settlement to ECC, in ECC it will create a billing document, sales billing. So that is the difference. And then relatively all your finance accounts will be posted. We'll see your freight order, and from that freight order we'll try to create a settlement document. So we are going to create a settlement document for the order which we referred during charge calculation. So let's see the freight order type of this order and what is the settlement type that we have maintained. for this freight order type. This is a freight order type, and charge calculation and settlement settings are available here. So enable settlement, enable cost distribution. So here also we'll have to check this checkbox, enable cost distribution, and default FSD type given is 001. Okay. So when we charges are calculated in this, we can create a settlement document by clicking on this area, charges and settlement, create freight settlement document. So at this time, when we have created a settlement document, we saw yesterday in the settlement profile that there are two options. Either we copy all the charges from order to settlement, or we copy some of the charges, fixed charges will be copied, and remaining charges, for remaining charges, charge calculation can trigger again. These two scenarios are there which can be handled using settlement profile. So that's how we can see the charges in a settlement document. One settlement document can have multiple freight orders. That process is called as collective settlement, where we do uh, monthly billing or fortnightly or weekly. So the main information that is available in a settlement document is uh, your bill to party details. So in this case, it will be carrier because we have purchased services from carrier. Carrier and invoicing party. Then we have purchase organization maintained in the freight order. The same purchase organization will be pulled in the settlement document. And we have charges information. So these are the information which we want to transfer to ECC for creating a purchase order, service purchase order. Okay. So when we save this document, there is also a button to save and transfer. So when we do save and transfer, this settlement document will be transferred to ECC, and ECC documents will be created with respect to that information, like purchase order and service entry sheet. So before transferring, we'll see first what are the integration settings that we have to do for accommodating a settlement document in ECC. Okay. So all the integration related settings are available in ECC only. In TM, we'll just have to do the save and transfer. We'll have to do the save and transfer, and from the logical system, it will determine that to which system it should go, and that's all from TM side. There's one configuration, not configuration, one data has to be maintained that I'll show you. So in TM, we have org structure, right? In org structure, we have maintained the purchase org. So this purchase org. ECC is having its own set of purchase org and sales org. So we have to map that this purchase org is related to which purchase org of ECC for posting the documents. Because when ECC purchase order will be created, it will be created with respect to ECC purchase organization. So we have to make the ECC system understand that when you receive a purchase organization ID from TM, what is the respective purchase organization which should be pulled to create documents in ECC. So in this case, this is our purchase organization, TM demo org and 500010112. So we have to assign ECC purchase org here. LFM1 is my ECC purchase organization with respect to this TM purchase org. So this ID we have to maintain in TM as part of this integration. This is the only thing that we maintain in TM as part of ECC and TM integration for freight settlement process. Now let's see the settings that we maintain in ECC. We'll go to ECC SPRO and then in this area integration with other SAP components. Here we have transportation management, invoice integration. So there are two things, billing and invoicing here. Billing will be used to integrate forwarding settlements and invoicing will be used to integrate freight settlements. So first thing that we have to do here is definition of transportation charges. We have seen the definition of transportation charge types in TM during charge calculation, like definition of base charge, fuel charge, whatever charge types we are using in the order, there is a definition of these charge types available in TM system. So let me just open that first. We are currently in TM system. We'll go to SPRO. So these are the charge types available. Like this base is having a charge category, subcategory. Similarly, other charge types are also having charge categories, subcategories. So when we define, we are using these charge types for maintaining the prices against a order, right? Now, when we transfer settlement document to ECC, we have to make the ECC system understand what is the significance of this charge type, how it is supposed to be used in ECC, all those things. So for that, we have to make a table. There is a standard table where we maintain the same data with respect to these charge types in ECC. So now this is in ECC. Charge categories and subcategories are defined first, and then the definition of charge types. So you can see this is in ECC. Base charge is having charge category as 004, subcategory as 1 lakh. So similar is the data in TM also. Base charge 004 and 1 lakh charge subcategory. So category and subcategory are just text to bifurcate the charge types. So we just map it as it is. So base, we are in the existing order, we are using base and fuel. So base is, we saw it same in both the systems. And next one is fuel. So fuel is 003 and 103008. So here fuel is 003 and 103008. So this mapping will make the ECC system understand that this charge type is being received from TM. So in ECC with respect to charge type only this information is there because ECC doesn't operate based on charge types. It operates based on condition types. Condition types or service types. So that we'll see here. We have defined the transportation charges in ECC as part of this integration. The next thing is assignment of transportation charge types. For purchasing process, our MM team will have the service master record created with respect to various services that we are procuring. So we have to map these charge types to the services along with a account assignment key. So this account assignment key will be getting from finance, account assignment category, sorry. This category will be getting from finance and will have this combination. We have to just integrate this with our charge types. So against the charge type, we have to map the service master record and account assignment category. So with this information, system can understand that when a charge is posted with respect to fuel or base, to which GL account it is supposed to be updated. But we will not be creating these service masters and account assignment categories. We'll get this information and we'll have to map it here. So this is also a part of integration. So first thing is definition of charge type. Second is mapping of charge type to service master record. And if you want to see these services, the transaction is AC03. So I think this 111 service is open by default. It's basic fee, purchasing, then valuation class is there, which is like one of the ECC parameter used to determine GL account for finance postings. So here we can see the details. If any specific material group or service group should be maintained, can be maintained here. So that's how a service will be defined. But as a TM consultant, we'll get this service from the people who are handling this area, purchasing. This is that part where we integrate the TM charge type to ECC service map, service master. The next integration here is mapping of organization units. So as part of mapping of organization units, we have already maintained in TM that against that TM purchase org, what is the ECC purchase org? Now remaining information we have to maintain here. So remaining information is like when a freight settlement document of type 001 is being sent from TM to ECC, what should be the purchase order type? A purchase order will be created with the document type. So that purchase order type we have to maintain here. This material group we have to maintain. What is the plant that is being used that we have to maintain, and purchasing group. So these are the settings which mapping relevant fields for PO creation from SFIR. SFIR means supplier freight invoice request. So supplier means in this case carrier is our supplier. So these settings we have to map. NB is a purchase order type. Then P001 is material group. So in a purchase order type, when items are there, those items have to be with respect to a material group, because uh, in a purchase order we are mostly procuring items, and items should have material group. So that group will be maintained here. We'll be getting this information again from purchasing team. Then plant is a part of organization in ECC, part of organization definition. So against which plant we want to post this purchase order, that plant will be maintained. And similarly, purchasing group from the organization unit. Purchase org we are not maintaining here because purchase org is already there in ECC TM purchase org. In TM purchase org. So these are the integration steps. Once this is done, that means our integration part is complete, and then all the basis related settings between these two systems should be properly set up. And then when we transfer our settlement document to ECC, it should create a purchase order and service entry sheet. So now we'll uh, do this save and transfer so that this document is sent to ECC system through PI. So when we do save and transfer, let me also show you the. So here you can see as part of cost distribution. In this case, the distribution level is forwarding order because this requirement was created in forwarding order in ECC. Sorry, in TM. So the freight order amount was 15,400. The entire amount is distributed to this freight order, forwarding order. If there are two forwarding orders in a freight order, then this amount, and if everything is same, this amount can be distributed in 50-50 percentage to each. So that's how cost distribution works. Okay, it says inconsistent because amount is coming as zero here. Is our freight order amount zero? Okay. Maybe the rates are not maintained as per the order details. So in that case, let's maintain it manually. So this order quantity is 5,000 kg. Rates are per kg, whatever rate we maintain here. So it's converted to a huge number. So now I have maintained 10 rupees per kg. Order quantity is 5,000 kg. So the total amount is 50,000 for the first line. Second line is 5% of 50,000, which is 2,500. So the total amount coming is 52,500 now. We can save the freight order with this information and create a settlement document. So it says data saved successfully, freight settlement document transferred for accruals. What are the three important things with respect to a freight settlement document that ECC will receive? Then what those things will be? It will be who is the carrier for whom we are going to do invoice verification, what is the purchase org, and what are the charges, right? These three information are being sent mainly from TM to ECC in the settlement process. So purchase organization mapping we have done, charge type mapping we have done already. Uh, Carrier we have not done anything explicitly, but initially when we defined carrier master, it was defined as vendor master in ECC and was transferred to TM. So ECC system already knows that when this ID 1000080 comes to ECC, what is the meaning of that? So that is already handled. Now this document is transferred to ECC, and let me show you the trace how we can check or troubleshoot if something has failed. So this will go via PI to ECC system. So to see all the PI logs, we go to transaction SXMB underscore MONI. In this, we can go to this and without giving any filter, will just execute. It shows us the latest orders. So this is the interface through which it goes from TM to ECC. Transportation order suit invoicing preparation request out. So this is a request out from TM, and this information can be seen in ECC in the same transaction. So this is the ECC system. So this is the message that is received here. Transportation order suit invoicing preparation request in. But there has been some error in this, so it is not posted successfully. We can check the error logs. Vendor this for purchasing org LFM1 unknown. So for this vendor, this purchase org is not maintained LFM1. So in the vendor master, we have to add this purchase org here. So for vendor master, we go to, I mean, in this system, everything is being controlled through business partner. We go to transaction BP, and its business partner number is different. So if I give this number directly, 1000080, it will not be able to find the business partner. So we'll have to search based on supplier number. Supplier is a vendor. Supplier, vendor, carrier, all are in one bucket only. So this is the business partner number for this vendor. So we can go to carrier or supplier role for this to assign a purchase org. So in supplier finance accounting, we define company code. We have to select the role which is supplier purchasing. So this only supplier one. In this we can assign a purchasing org. Okay, so let's save this data first. So we have created a new business partner role and saved it. Supplier is defined. Then we go to purchasing and we give the purchase org as LFM1. This purchase org is assigned. There are some mandatory fields with respect to this. So order currency INR, and we'll just try with that. So changes have been saved. Now a purchase org is maintained for supplier number this. Okay. So we'll try to restart this message. So rescheduled. Queue is running. It says standard PO created under number this purchase order is created. Then some other errors are occurred. Role VN not defined for master record. In master record for supplier this one. So again in the supplier master we have to maintain the role vendor VN. So we will again go to BP. And it will have the partner function, I think. VN will be one of the partner function. VN supplier, and the number will be this one. This is the vendor number and this is the assigned BP number, which is this one only. So we save it. Another error is there were two errors occurred. Purchase order date is in past. Posting only possible in periods uh, for April 2019 and March 2019 in company code 2000. So this error is for the account posting, that posting is only possible for these dates. Okay, so let's try to, this purchase order is in past is just a warning. So now we are going to change the periods. MMPV. So our company code is 2000. Period closing complete. So now if we trigger, the period should change so that we'll know we are making changes in the correct place. So it's still 4 and 3. Ah, now it is posted successfully. Uh, and another message. The second message is the confirmation from ECC to TM for the documents that are created in. So in the first one, sender interface is blank and we have a receiver interface. So the first one is for the inbound to ECC. Second one, there is a sender interface which is confirmation out. So this is a confirmation to TM that so and so documents are created in ECC with reference to your TM document. So a similar message can be seen in TM also, the one that is received from ECC. So we have received the confirmation as well. This will be in the receiver interface of TM. Okay. Now what is the change in document? We can open the freight settlement document. This was the freight settlement document. So during the time when we have transferred the document to ECC and we have not received the updates. So this document currently is in that state. In that state, this document is completely non-editable. It's see, all those buttons are frozen. And the status of document at this time is transferred for accruals. Okay, we have sales order. From sales order, OTR was created. Then freight unit was created. Freight order is created. Freight settlement document is created. And the status of freight settlement document is transferred for accruals. So now since we have seen in background that we have received an update from ECC, so when we refresh it, these statuses will change. And in the, okay, already these purchase order and service entry sheets are coming. So half of the update is already received without refreshing. If we refresh it, this is the proper update that accruals posted. And these are the ECC documents which are generated with respect to this settlement document. So we'll open these documents and see uh, what data is used to create these documents. So first we'll open this purchase order. The transaction to open purchase order is ME23N to display. Or there is also a facility to open these ECC documents directly by clicking from this document flow. So if I click this document, there has to be a OBN object-based navigation configured in the system, which is part of basis configuration. So once that is done, this framework is a NWBC app that I'm using. So from this framework, it's not allowing object-based navigation. So let's go to NWBC web portal and then execute it. So when we give transaction, it opens NWBC in browser. So in browser, we'll go to same freight settlement document, and then from the document flow, we'll open the purchase order. Okay, this is the settlement document. So I clicked purchase order and it will take me to the login screen for that system. So this is the purchase order details. All the tabs are minimized currently. So now I have maximized all the tabs. So this is header level data available at the top where your purchase org and all those information will be maintained. Org data. This is the purchase org, this purchase group, this is the company code. So at the item level, we can see a line entry is maintained. In this line entry, the item is freight order number. Okay, the plant that we gave in configuration as part of ECC TM integration for invoicing, that plant is used. Material group also, that material group is used, which we have given in the config. And against this line item, the charges details can be seen in item detail level. So we can see services. So these are the two services that are used, uh, that are procured for this freight order. So these services are mapped to our charge types. In the charge type mapping, we mapped the charge types to these services, right? Now, for a purchase order, charge types is not having any significance. So only service number will be coming here. Against each service, the amount will be mentioned, whatever is coming from. Yeah, external service number is maintained here just as text, that this is base and fuel. So this is about the freight order charges information. Then we have purchase order history tab. In this tab, we'll be able to see the service entry sheet number also. So if we see in freight settlement document flow, this is the service entry sheet number 1*283. So this is the service entry sheet. Okay. We can see this service entry sheet in detail either by clicking on it, or the transaction for service entry sheet is ML81. So let me log into ECC system again. ML81N is the transaction. Sorry, this is to create a new service entry sheet. ML83N is the transaction to display, but we have it available in this list also. Our freight order number is 61701. So this is the freight order. Here we can see, we can click on it, and this is a service entry sheet. Okay, so in service entry sheet, your account assignment category, which we have maintained in the integration of uh, charge type and service entry is coming here as K, cost center, which was maintained. Against the service numbers, cost center is coming, which is defined by finance team. So this service entry sheet is created. The only thing that we have to do now is we have to do invoice verification for this carrier. So the process to do invoice verification in ECC is the transaction is MIRO, M-I-R-O. So we will go to that transaction. Company code is 2000. So now this is an invoice verification process. Here we have to pull the information. We can pull the information based on these details coming from TM, and there is one important setting here. We have to maintain a parameter in user ID to enable this TM reference tab in invoice verification process. So this parameter is TM invoice clerk. This parameter has to be there in user ID. Then only the TM reference tab will be enabled and will be able to pull the information based on TM details. So we can select it based on freight order, and our freight order number is 61*701. Invoicing date we have to give. And in reference we can give carrier invoice number, something like that. If something carrier has given, otherwise we can say car IMB. Just a text. So it has pulled the charges 52,500 and source location, target location. So this is the amount that we have to pay to carrier, right? This is the purchasing process. If we want, we can click on calculate tax also, and taxes also will be added to this. So now including tax, the total amount including taxes 58,800. Okay. So when we have to pay this amount, we have to mention in this field tax amount is 6,300. So we have to maintain 58,800 as a amount payable. So once we do this, this becomes 0. That means we have verified the invoice and we are now going to pay this amount to carrier. With this thing, we can save the document. And it will say document number this created. So this is an invoice document. And this will also be sent to TM as a reference. So now if we refresh, we'll be able to see the invoice. So with this process is completed end to end. We received the sales order, OTR was created, freight unit is created, freight order is created, settlement is created. Then from settlement we triggered ECC documents like purchase order, service entry sheet, and then we have done invoice verification. So with this the process is completed, and this settlement document status also changed to invoice verified in SAP ERP.